It is Friday, and that means it's time to talk Redskins. This Sunday, the Redskins will square off against the Green Bay Packers. They're on their way to the Cheesehead State, Wisconsin. They think they know something about football over there, but I know someone who knows a lot more than the entire state of Wisconsin are ever going to, he's forgotten more about football than Wisconsinites will ever know.
That's because he was once an elite long snapper.
That's true. He's also WMAL's Redskins analyst and Comcast Sports Center host, 8-time Emmy Award winner, the one and only Trevor Matich. Hey, Trevor, you on your way to Green Bay yourself?
I'm on my way to College Station for the Alabama-Texas A&M game.
Wow.
No, I can't even set foot in the state of Wisconsin now for the rest of my life. I will be bushwhacked. Thank you for that.
That's all right.
Hey, no, listen, this is fantastic, though. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, that's true. You're doing a lot of I saw you on ESPN this week as well doing some college stuff, so good for you. That's going to be a fun game. And don't worry, people in Wisconsin don't know how to work a radio, so they won't hear this. All right, so the Redskins are swinging on over to Green Bay. It should be a really, really interesting NFC matchup. First question is, which Redskins offense will show up, the first half Redskins or the second half Redskins?
Well, I think it'll be the second half Redskins plus. The thing is, in the first half against the Eagles in the opener, and the Eagles don't have a very good defense. The Redskins were shut out. And the biggest reason is that RG3 was ineffective. I mean, he didn't take a snap in the preseason. But in the second half, RG3 was better. He wasn't good, but he was better. And the Redskins still scored 20 points in the first half. Now, the Green Bay defense, not much better than the Eagles' defense. So if RG3 just makes an incremental improvement, you would think they'd put up a lot of points.
Well, and you talk about the Green Bay defense. I mean, they had some problems with San Francisco last week, but a lot of those problems stem from the fact that Kaepernick was a threat to run. Are we going to see RG3 unleashed a little bit so he can keep that pressure on the Packers' defense?
Well, that's important, and that's a good point, Larry, because the Eagles knew that he would not run, and they were able to stack the line against running back Alfred Morris. On the other hand, Michael Vick, Eagles quarterback, only ran the ball 9 times. RG3 ran it 5 times last week. Vick only ran it 9 times. But the threat of Vick running changed the way the defense played. So I don't think that Green Bay will worry about RG3 running. I think they'll come into this game with the same game plan that the Eagles did, which is to say, expect RG3 to be completely stationary unless he proves otherwise. And so I think he will have to show that he's a threat. Doesn't have to run it a lot, but once or twice in the first half, he'll have to do something to change the way they play.
Well, if you look at the Packers, there's a couple of factors on that team, a couple of players that you always have to worry about. One, of course, is Aaron Rodgers, very effective quarterback, and then Clay Matthews, the linebacker, who has proven himself to be quite a force.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. And Clay Matthews, that's pretty scary because he covers a lot of ground, and when he gets there, he arrives with a lot of anger. And so that's something RG3 will have to worry about. I don't think he's fully healthy. Matthews is a serious threat to him. Not because he's dirty. He's not, although some people say he's dirty. He had a hit last week that people said was a dirty hit. Either way, when he gets there, it's tough. Aaron Rodgers is the guy I worry about a lot more because the Redskins' secondary really had problems. I mean, they started a quarterback, E.J. Biggers, at safety because Brandon Merriweather was still injured. They hope he'll play again this week. But even more than that, rookie safety Bakari Rambo, bless his heart, for a lot of that game last week, looked like he never played football a day in his life.
But can I ask you a question about that, though? Because when you look at what they were up against, they were up against an offense that nobody had ever seen before. I mean, and if you look at the first half, yeah, they looked horrible. But didn't they look better in the second half when they started to figure out what it was that was being thrown against them?
They did look better in the second half. But the thing about Rambo is that he missed too many assignments, and then when he got the assignment right, he came up to make tackles on running plays and looked like sometimes he just quit. He just gave up. Like he just came up there, stood there, and said, okay, I'm going to get beat here. And he did, and it just looked so bad. Yeah. And I think Aaron Rodgers is a guy that is a master at manipulating defenses with his eyes. I mean, he'll look one direction just to make the safety jump over that way, then throw it the other way. And they'll scheme for Bakari Rambo. I think Rambo has a bright future. He's a very talented guy. He works very hard. But going against an offense fronted by Aaron Rodgers, knowing that they're going to game plan for this rookie, he's going to be tested in this game. And hopefully we'll be talking about him Monday morning about what a fantastic job he did against Green Bay. But for now, Green Bay is excited that he's there.
Trevor Matich is our guest. He's our WMAL Redskins analyst. And, of course, we're talking about this Sunday's game against the Green Bay Packers. And with all due respect to our friend Steve Hayes from the Weekly Standard, who's a huge Packers fan, I joke about Packers fans not being that smart, but they do one thing well, and that's drink a lot of beer at tailgate and then go in and they scream like crazy during the game. What's it like going to Lambeau, and how does that affect a young player like RG3? And let's face it, most of the players on the Redskins right now are young. Are they going to be affected by that screaming crowd at Lambeau Field?
Well, yeah, because if you can't hear, that means the offensive line can't fire off the ball like they normally do. But fortunately for the Redskins, the style of running doesn't require them to fire off the ball and drive people back. All you need to do is get up into a defender's face and then keep pushing him as he goes sideways, chasing the running back sideways while you're pushing him. Then Alfred Morris will just cut, run by, break an arm tackle. So it won't affect the Redskins as much as it would affect other teams based on the style that they run.
All right, Trevor. Great. Well, listen, we look forward to talking to you Monday so you can give us a wrap-up and analysis of the Redskins' great victory on the road in Green Bay. Also, real fast, who do you like, Johnny Football or the evil empire that is the Crimson Tide?
You know, I like Alabama to win the game, but Johnny Football is going to give Nick Saban, the Alabama coach, a whole lot of gray hairs. And I'll tell you this, the Redskins gave their fans a lot of gray hairs last week, but I feel just as good now about that team as I did last week before the loss. I think the Redskins are going to be just fine.
All right.
I couldn't be more jealous, though, about your assignment. How cool. That's going to be a great college game.
I'm going to be on the field during that game watching it with a press pass, so I'm excited to go.
Hey, we follow you on Twitter at Trevor Matich. I hope you're going to be tweeting some pictures out there. You're going to have a really unique perspective. Make sure you keep your Twitter followers excited.
I will do that. I will tweet a picture of 20 people with cheesehead hats on bludgeoning me half to death because they will be looking me up.
Wow, they're going to follow you down to College Station, too. That's impressive. All right, I don't know if they...
Considering that they don't know anything about football, they might as well come just to beat me.
That's true. They won't figure out how to get on the bus, though. Don't worry about it, Trevor. You're safe.
All right, thanks,
I feel
Trevor.
better now, Larry.
Thank you, Trevor. Travel